Hi guys, we started our trip to Sri Lanka with one night layover in Abu Dhabi. Our journey began with a Wizz Air flight from Vienna to Abu Dhabi, and then we continued with Etihad to Sri Lanka. The round trip ticket cost €460 per person. As soon as we landed, we were hit by an intense wave of heat, even though it was already nighttime. The parts of Colombo we visited were extremely crowded and quite dirty. Then we continued to Walgama. Walgama is a small coastal city where we stayed for 3 nights in a rented room. Our accommodation also had access to a pool, which was great plus. We explored the area and just before sunset we decided to go to Secret Beach. On the way there, we stopped for a refreshing coconut that cost us 250 rupees, which is like 80 cents. The water was extremely warm and we loved the chill sunset atmosphere along with the soft music from a bar. We spent the first 4 days on the south coast of Sri Lanka exploring famous beaches. Starting at Talala, this nice and calm beach has so much to offer and there was barely anyone there. Later we found ourselves wandering around the local village, talked to some people and then went for lunch. We tried a famous fried rice served with a fresh mango papaya juice. Later, heading directly to Diyaluma Turtle Point, we spotted so many turtles, which was actually my first time to observe sea turtle in their natural habitat. There is also a protected hatchery area nearby, which we also visited. Another beach on the list is Diyaluma Beach, but it's not recommended to swim there because of crocodiles. We only spent a couple of minutes there and continued to Silent Beach, which I can definitely tell is the most beautiful beach on the island. But be cautious of strong waves. After our first experience with the sea turtles, we immediately fell in love with them and wanted to snorkel with them more and more. That's why we headed to a beach called Udawalawe, and couldn't believe our eyes, there was so many of them, even at the shore. You can also feed them with the algae, but remember to be respectful and behave. It's not permitted to feed them with your own food and you should also not touch them. This beach is their home and you are a visitor. Another popular reason to visit this area is the Habaradu hatchery. Now, this is a must for all baby turtle lovers. The experience was absolutely amazing because you get a chance to observe baby turtles swimming around and playing all day. In the main season, you can also release them to the ocean, but we didn't do that. The entrance fee is around 1,500 rupees, which is approximately €5. In this hatchery, they also focused on saving harmed turtles and help them recover. It is mainly because of the plastic waste that end up in the ocean and sea turtles get trapped in it. The green sea turtle is the most common species to spot here in Sri Lanka. An individual can grow up to 1.2 meters long and weigh more than 220 kilograms. Our final stop of the day in the south coast of the island was the Coconut Tree Hill in Mirisa, a stunning hill with a beautiful ocean view. It was a bit overcrowded, but the atmosphere was really nice. There is also a cozy bar on the top with a live music where you can drink a juice or a beer. I recommended visiting early in the morning as there will probably be less people. Next day we woke up really early and took a local bus from Walgama to Matara main bus station. Everyone was staring at us, probably because we were the only white people there. We had no idea where to go, but really nice guy helped us and told us to take the bus number 360 directly to Diyaluma. My advice is not to trust Google Maps in Sri Lanka because they are often not trustworthy. You can also ask the locals, they are very friendly. The route took approximately 2.5 hours and the ticket cost 250 rupees, which is like 80 cents, so really cheap. From Diyaluma you can take a bus to Sinharaja, but there are just few buses per day, so we chose tuk-tuk instead and the driver drove us directly to our accommodation in Sinharaja. That was something unbelievable. Our apartment was as close to the jungle as possible, and hearing the sound of the rainforest was one of the best experiences for me. Next day in the morning we started a 6-hour trekking route through the rainforest with a local tour guide. A tour guide is mandatory for entering the forest, so keep it on mind. Many accommodations provide a tour guide, but make sure not to get scammed, because tourists are always the easiest prey. Inside the rainforest I realized that my DJI Action 4 vlogging camera is a piece of crap in darker conditions. Our tour costed us 25 euros per person and it included a lunch too. Please don't be stupid like us and wear a long sleeves and something other than Air Forces. It can be very slippery and muddy, especially after a night rain, so you don't want to fall. Also, be aware of leeches since there are so many of them. It is advised to sprinkle your boots with a salt because it supposedly repels them. The most common animals you can spot there are lizards, spiders, snakes, monkeys and different kinds of insects. After our stay in Sinharaja, our host arranged a tuk-tuk ride for us to Udawalawe. Because we couldn't find a suitable bus connection, it costed us around 15 euros, but we felt so bad afterward because it started raining heavily and the nice driver had to drive all the way back to Sinharaja. In the morning, we visited Udawalawe National Park, famous for its stunning wildlife and the highest elephant population in the country. You must book a jeep to enter the park, which is around 25 euros per car, and the whole trip takes 4 hours. The park entrance fee is 33 euros per adult, but the price is reduced when you come with a group. We saw so many elephants, peacocks, birds, monkeys and deers. And if you're lucky, it is also possible to spot alligators, but like I said, it's a matter of luck. Our initial plan was to go straight up to Ella, but we had to take off the bus at Udawalawe. And that's when we discovered this beautiful falls just a few minutes away from the city called Diyaluma. We climbed hundreds of stairs all the way up to see the natural pools, but if you don't like to swim in them, don't even bother. The view is much better from the bottom. Welcome to Ella, one of the most popular tourist cities in Sri Lanka. From the beaches we are diving more and more deeply to the heart of Sri Lanka. If you are looking for a mountains experience, then Ella needs to be on your list. High hills, lush tea plantation and lots of cute restaurants. The most popular attraction in Ella is the Nine Arches Bridge. If you are into hiking, I highly recommend Little Adams Peak. The road is medium difficulty and to get to the top you have to walk through a bunch of crooked stairs, but the views was insane. The road up there is really beautiful, there are tea plantations all around and it just adds to its overall beauty. After this stair cardio, we enjoy the mango juice just for €1. But be cautious of ice and always ask to have drink without it. Ravana waterfall was the last but not last spot we visit in Ela. A really magical waterfall, I think the most wonderful I've ever seen. I'm sure you all heard about a famous train. Supposedly it is one of the most beautiful train rides in the world, but honestly it was the biggest mistake we made. So after 2 days in Ela, we are continuing to Nuwara Eliya by the train from Kita Ela station. And in my opinion, Ela is more tourist place like other cities there, and there are many bars and restaurants with a wall of kind of food for every person, not just the Sri Lanka one. I hope we'll catch it because the train will leave in 15 minutes and the station is about 10 to 15 minutes by walk. So, I don't know. Booking a train from Ela to Nanuoya. A second class ticket cost less than €1. The train was initially delayed for 45 minutes, but that wasn't the worst thing. Train delays happened everywhere, but the train was totally overcrowded by tourists and locals. It is also randomly stopped like 4 times for about 30 minutes for no reason. That means the whole 50-kilometer long ride took up to 5 hours, and from Nanuoya another 30 minutes by bus to Nuwara Eliya. So if you're an impatient person, please consider another option. Nuwara Eliya is a hill station situated in high altitude, so expect cooler weather, especially during nights. We wanted to explore the Little England, which is a neighborhood filled with the British colonial style houses. To get there we had to walk through some really scary poor villages, but don't worry guys, people there were really friendly and we didn't feel unsafe at all. Also the kids waved to us and it was just a touching. You probably wouldn't believe me if I told you that the Little England neighborhood was separated from the rest of the city by this 3-meter high bricked fence, and there was also a guardians, but they eventually led us to explore the quarter. After sunset, we headed back to our apartment and stopped by this beautiful tea plantation. Look at this mist and dark environment, it gives off some spooky vibes. On our last day, we went to bus to Kandy, the 4th largest city in Sri Lanka. There were not many things to do, so I wouldn't recommend staying more than 2 nights. The reason we visited Kandy was the Great Buddha statue, a sacred monument on the top of the city where locals pray and meditate. If you are into this area, definitely check the Damro Tea Plantation Factory, which is one of the most famous and biggest one. You can see the whole process how tea is made, and on the end you can taste the original Ceylon black tea. All of this is for free and I 100% recommend this tea plantation experience. The last 4.5 hour long route to Bandaranaike airport and a fly home with 10-hour layover in Abu Dhabi. And now you're asking yourself, do I love it or do I hate it here? So it's a really hard decision because both of these words are in my head. I definitely don't want to say that it was a bad trip. On the contrary, it was an awesome trip with some little imperfections. If you've never been to any Southeast Asian countries like Sri Lanka, India or Indonesia, you must realize that the life here is completely different and you need to cope with that, otherwise you will get frustrated. The traffic here is a complete chaos, the streets are dirty and stinky, and nothing works properly. On the other hand, the people are super kind and a lot of them want to help you as much as they can. The landscape is breathtaking and very unique. The beaches have warm water with few people and so much more. Now, here comes another question. Would I recommend Sri Lanka for visiting? Absolutely yes, but not as your first exotic destination. Thank you for watching. If you liked my video, hit that like button, I will be happy for your support. Thank you and see you in another destination.